Okay, so last week we started working with momentum, and you did the Ed puzzle, and then we also had the Nearpod on Friday. So today we're going to look at momentum problems a little bit further. You did a few problems in that Nearpod on Friday of last week, but now we're going to look at a few more problems. So just a little reminder of how to do these problems. So momentum, the symbol that we use, or the variable that we use for momentum, is lowercase p, and it equals mass times velocity. So each part, when you look at momentum, the P stands for momentum. Momentum is measured in kilogram meters per second. Okay, so that is the unit for momentum. Mass is in kilograms, and that's the lowercase m. And then we have the lowercase v, which is velocity, and it is measured in meters per second. Okay, so any number that has kg attached to it is a mass. Any number that has kgm/s, that's a momentum. And anything with m/s, that is a velocity. Okay, so when we're solving for momentum, it's really simple because momentum is just mass times velocity. So we just take whatever number we have for mass and we multiply it by whatever number we have for velocity. Okay. When we're looking for mass, so if we're looking for the m, we have to get m by itself. So if we divide both sides by v, we end up with m equals p divided by v. So it's just we're taking the momentum divided by the velocity to get the mass. For velocity, we're going to divide both sides by m. We're going to move the m to the other side. So that cancels the m out on the right side here, and then we're left with the momentum divided by the mass equals the velocity. So we're going to do two example problems to show you kind of how to do this. Okay. So the first one says, calculate the momentum of a 0.145 kilogram baseball being thrown at a speed of 40 meters per second. So that 0.145 kilograms, the kilograms tells us that that is a mass. So I'm going to go down here and type that in, 0.145 kilograms. Okay. Notice I'm putting my unit in there. So make sure you put your units in here when you type in the numbers. Okay. And then the second one says 40 meters per second. The meters per second tells me that that's a velocity. So we're going to do 40 m/s. Okay. Now in this problem, we're looking for momentum. So on the right side, you're given three different formulas. If I'm looking for momentum, I use the top one. If I was looking for mass, I'd use the middle one. And velocity, I would use the bottom one. But we're looking for momentum. So I'm going to highlight that, okay, and come up here and pick a color. It doesn't matter what color it is. It could be any color you want. So there it is. It's highlighted, okay. Next thing I want to do is show my work on how to solve for momentum. So I come up here, there's a text box in the top left corner here. I'm going to click on that. And then I'm just going to go down here at the bottom and click to open up the text box. Now I want to solve for momentum. So I'm going to take my P equals, okay, and if I look at my highlighted formula here, it's mass times velocity. So I'm going to take my mass number. I'll put parentheses around it just so it's, we know we're going to multiply. So my mass number is 0.145, okay? And I'm going to multiply that by my V. So my V is 40. Okay, equals. Now, from here, you can use a calculator. If you needed to find one online, you could search it. There's calculators online, or you can use your calculator on your phone. Or if you have an actual calculator, that would be great too. Okay, so you just take 0.145 times 40, and you get 5.8. Okay, so now I'm going to take that answer and put it up into the little chart here. I'm going to put 5.8, and I need to put in my unit. Okay, well, if you can't remember what the unit is, you can always go back and click on slide 2. Slide 2 will tell you that the momentum is measured in kilogram meters per second. So now I can go back and put that in. So kgm/s. And if you notice, all that is a combination of your mass unit times your velocity unit, okay? Because we're doing mass times velocity. So momentum doesn't have its own unit. It just has a combination of those two, okay? So let me do one more example. Let's look at example 2 on slide 7. It says a bicycle has a momentum of 25 kilogram meters per second and a velocity of 2.5 meters per second. So the kilogram meters per second here is telling me that that is the momentum. So I've got 25. I'm not sure why they put 2 zeros there, but we'll put it anyway. Kilogram meters per second. Okay. And then my 2.5 meters per second, that is the velocity. So I'm going to put 2.5 m/s. And again, I know that's velocity because first off, it says it right here. It says velocity of, and then it also has the unit, and that unit, m/s, is the unit for velocity. Okay. So now the only thing that's missing is my mass, and it says, what is the bicycle's mass? So over on the right here, I've got, again, these 3 formulas, and the one that has mass by itself is the one I want to use. So this middle one, m equals p divided by v. So I'm going to highlight that one because that's the one I'm going to use. Okay, I'm going to click on my text box so that I can type my work in here. So now I've got m equals, I'm going to type m equals, okay, my p in this case is 25. Okay. And then I've got slash, which means divide, by the v. The v is 2.5. So now when I do this on my calculator, I take 25 divided by 2.5, and I wind up with 10. Okay, so my mass is 10. And again, if I can't remember what the unit is, I can go back and look at slide 2. But mass is always going to be kilograms. Okay, and that's it. So now we have a couple more problems. It's up to 10 problems. We've done 2, so you have 8 more to do on your own, just like this. So to get full credit, you need to show your units. Okay, you need to put the number answer in, the unit answer, and you need to highlight the formula that you're going to use, and you're going to show your work. Okay, it does not take long for each one, but make sure you're doing each of those steps to get full credit. Okay, when you're done this assignment, you can go on and make sure that you have the Edpuzzle from last week completed, and make sure that you have the Nearpod completed as well.